Wow, what a day in the markets, folks. Bitcoin is getting ready to make its move. It's going to break through that big resistance. Is it going to happen today, this weekend? Are the stocks going to let it happen? Look at this. This is the crazy situation we're in right now, right? For folks who've been watching my videos, people who've been watching, I've been telling you this 86K is the key. I've been saying it way before this even happened, right? And yet we've been stuck now at this 86K area for the last like 5 or 6 days on the chart now. It's right against that resistance, the blue line I've drawn, that trend line. But the stocks are not giving Bitcoin that chance to break through. Why? Do you know what I'm talking about? This is the stocks, right? So Bitcoin, I've been saying, is coming up against this massive resistance, 86K, and it keeps on bouncing against 86K. That's the key resistance. And last time we were here, I said we're going to hit 88.6K. We hit that. And I said it's going to turn down to hit 73K. We hit 74. So I was almost there. I was basically saying we're doing A, B, C pattern. This is well documented. It's all over social media. It's all over my Twitter, Discord, these videos that I make. But right now, I think we're here even building a little bull flag. Bitcoin really wants to break through. But what's stopping Bitcoin from breaking through? Well, it's the stocks, right? If you have a look at what's happening in the stock market right now, and unless you've been living under a rock, you should know that, right? The stocks are basically what caused Bitcoin to dump, and now they're also right up against their major trend line. But will the stocks go through? What is going to happen to Bitcoin next? Before we answer that question, first, let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses an exchange that is non-KYC. That means you don't even need to show your ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. That means the IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. The CIA, the FBI, nobody can see you, right? Total privacy. That's why Pablo likes them so much. For my followers, the chance to win up to $5,500. In fact, I've upped it to $8,000 just by joining and trading with Bitunix. Right, for the folks watching on YouTube, the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on some other platform, basically just go to my profile page, click on my profile page, and click on then the stand link here. And the first thing that pops up is this Bitunix link. Just remember, guys, for this deal, only on Pablo's link, only on the Pablo link. Okay, let's get back to the markets now. Bitcoin. So we're saying that Bitcoin's basically butting up against its trend line. And if I was to put this on log, you could see it even better. It's basically bounced off this trend line so many times now, right? Now it's threatening to break through. But how about have a look at this? The stock market, right, basically was also butting up against this trend line. And 550 was the level I said for SP 500. That's the SPY. Let me just put it on natural chart. 550. That's the level about there, and it got rejected. Look at this. Needs to hold this 524 and kind of pretty much turn around here and bounce, right? And also look at the NASDAQ. I'm explaining this because folks should know by now how important this stock market is to this entire rally. Look at the NASDAQ falling off here, right? About to break through just like Bitcoin is, but then pull back once again, right? To what it is now, low 1600s. But the level it needs to break through was break like 17.0 for QQQ. The Qs, basically, the level to break through is around 460, right? And yet it's fallen back as well. So the problem is this. What is causing all of this to happen? Well, it actually has nothing all that much to do with Bitcoin. We all know by now it's because of Trump's trade policy. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I don't want to get political. But what I am saying is, right now, the market's a bit freaked out. They thought Trump would stop with all this trade policy, make a deal with China. Instead of making a deal with China, he made the situation much more freakish. He basically put now 245% tariffs on China, and he also said, inviting 70 countries to join America in fully blockading any of China's trades. So he's asking countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, to basically, a bunch of other countries, to basically agree to not let Chinese goods go through their ports. So China can't even send stuff through these ports. Markets freaked out. Nvidia dropped 10% yesterday, and that's the number one stock on the NASDAQ right now. If NASDAQ crashes, Bitcoin goes down, right? Or at least Bitcoin doesn't get to break through this key 86K resistance. Then everyone was waiting for Jerome Powell, for the Federal Reserve President to come in and save the day. And what did Jerome Powell do? He did something, it's a little bit unbelievable, right? He basically stuck it to Trump. He basically just wanted to, he just said, no, we're not saving the markets. There's no Fed put anymore. And look at this, market reacted very badly, very badly. It's the odds of no rate cut has shot up, and then only a 12% chance of a rate cut by May the 7th. And even if we go to June, which is 2 months from now, still a 30% chance no rate cut, and like a 2/3 chance of a rate cut, and only 8% chance of 2 rate cuts in the next 2 months. So the markets are, very disappointed, and there's a very good reason why Jerome Powell is doing that. On the surface, Jerome Powell is basically saying that he's saying stagflation. He's actually saying because of the Trump tariffs, we expect inflation to be bad, and we expect growth to be bad. So you've got high inflation but bad growth. So in other words, you've pretty much got stagflation, which is when you have recession or almost zero growth, and you've got high inflation. So of course he's got a great excuse not to be able to hike rates. But I believe he's also got a personal vendetta, because he's representing all the big bankers, and most of the big bankers don't quite like Trump. And here's the thing, Trump don't like him either. In fact, Trump and his US Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, have openly said they want to replace him. Now, his term finishes around, I think, May or April next year. But Trump and Bessent wants to start picking his replacement by July, August this year. And you might say, oh yeah, they can't physically, they don't have the right. Trump does not have the legal right to replace Jerome Powell, the Fed president. No, he doesn't. But him and Bessent could pick a guy that he could puppet and control, and basically make him talk about, oh yeah, I'm going to cut interest rates. First day I get in, I'm going to cut interest rates. And that's going to undercut the Federal Reserve's message. Everyone's like, okay, there's Jerome Powell. He's got like another few months left. But this is a new guy who's going to be in for at least another 4 or 5 years. We should all listen to this guy. Jerome Powell, whatever he says, he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone in a few months. But this is the new guy. This is the new Grand Poobah for the next 5, 6 years, whatever it is. We should all listen to him. So of course that pisses off Jerome Powell. Of course that pisses him off. Imagine if someone did that to Trump, right? So he's just not coming to the rescue of the markets. So we can't depend on the Federal Reserve unless there's a big crash in the U.S. bond market, right? That's a different story. So right now, we're in this crazy situation where we can't depend on the Fed, and Trump seems to be going all out. He's got a hard-on against the Chinese. He's got a hard-on against China. And look at this. So the stocks keep on getting rejected here. If the stocks don't break, as I said in my last couple of videos, because the stocks and Bitcoin are all coming up against this key trend line, if the stocks break down and Bitcoin goes through, then I don't think that's any good. You need the stocks to confirm the Bitcoin breakthrough. Bitcoin really wants to break through. I mean, it's like it's dancing and dancing. It's like basically trying to squeeze its way through. Look at this. Where is Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin is here. Like, it's literally, let me put it on log chart. It's literally like trying to break it a little by little every day. And even this is a bull flag, right? If I was betting man, if I don't look at the stock market, I would say there's 60 to 70% chance we'll break through here. But looking at the stock market, the way it's going, I say it's 50-50. Because if the stocks reject off their trend line, then the Bitcoin breakthrough doesn't count in my mind. And then it could still easily be a fake out. Ethereum also looks good. Like, it might look like a mess right here, but if we put it on the weekly chart, Ethereum actually looks like a big bottoming tail. Look at that. Because this tail here is mainly pointed at the bottom, and it goes green, higher in the open. This is, all the way down to the bottom. Let's have a look at the volume. Healthy volume as well. That means a lot of buying once it dipped, to the 1400s, right? It's one of the more classic, and it's a weekly chart as well. So weekly candle, which is more difficult to manipulate, not impossible. So that's looking like a bottoming tail candle as well. So what I would say about Ethereum is that if the stocks can break through their resistance, right, close 1 or 2 days, especially a weekly close, I mean, so, by Friday, above their resistance, and Bitcoin goes through it, then that's definitely bottom on Ethereum. I think we're going to have a big bounce. Anywhere up to 2350. Probably not much resistance until then. Bitcoin probably big resistance at 92K, breaks 92, and then obviously 100 something, 100K, 108, 109, right? Also, just quickly before we head off, a quick look at our favorite AI/meme coin, which is Fartcoin. And look, I spoke about this a few days ago, like last week, when it was at around 40, and now it's around 90, almost $1. And look at this, it just looks so good because it bottomed before Bitcoin, right? Remember, Bitcoin only bottomed around like early April at 74K. It bottomed before anything else. Bull flag, that's when I pointed it out, Fartcoin, right? Like around 40 something. Didn't dip down to my dollar cost averaging target, but at least one of my orders got hit, and then boom, up, virtually no pullback, goes sideways again, another bull flag, boom. Next one, wow, like it's probably $1.50, I would say. You've got some resistance, $1.30, then $1.50, $1.60, let's call that, and then around this 260, 270 area. Very bullish chart, very bullish looking situation. But remember, none of this matters if the stock market does not back up, right? The stock market needs to break through. I'm not sure what it needs. We're not going to get much help from the Fed. I'm not sure if Trump's going to come to the rescue, but the stocks need to break through their resistance. And then it's on for Bitcoin. It's on for Ethereum, on for Fartcoin as well. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.